she just.
Community.
I
I'm
mean,
not sure if I heard that.
she just was the person that would, like the comment goes, or the phrase, like she would give her shirt off her back, type of person, She would do whatever she can. She would save her little money here and there, and want to buy toys and and give them away and stuff. First thing most part is lay my little girl to rest. You want to know what happened yesterday? From what I saw, a lack of tactics. They said they rushed in and all that. We didn't see that. Their job was to go in and save lives, not wait. They said it was within minutes. And I don't know if you guys were there. The policeman said it was like 35, 45 minutes before, and that was the truth. Even though that's how long they went to actually. What we saw was go in, and God knows how long my little girl or the rest were like that. A lot of the parents were arguing with the police. Y'all need to go in. Y'all need to go do your jobs. And then their response was, we can't do our job because you guys are interfering. But yeah, there's plenty of the guys there that can be going inside, can go inside and do their jobs. They were there without proper equipment. I saw there 15, 20 minutes later, they came with their shields. That should have been in their cars, going in, not waiting 30, 45 minutes to get in. Those doors shouldn't have been open at all. And they were saying that there should be at least one point of entry, but that should be in the front of the school, not in the back where nobody can see, And he walked in like it was his home,
What's the house been like without her?
Empty. It was full, but it was empty. Yesterday I had all my family here, but it was empty. I promised my little girl on I saw her at the hospital, and I promised her, her death is not going to be, in vain. I'm gonna, do whatever I can to talk.
Call hello, Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the election of Israel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And of course, Shalak Rayam to you demons. This is the brother Dawada Managan, and I just had to do a quick video. I really wasn't going to go near this subject, but how could I not? And I'm speaking to the transistor radio that short-circuited and ended those 19 lives in Uvalde, Texas, allegedly. The first thing that came to mind was it happened immediately after the shooting in Buffalo, almost as if the idea was to take our minds off of what happened in Buffalo, taking the lives of small children as opposed to the older folks killed. Taking the lives of children will do that. To be honest, it further cements in my mind that there was an intended target in Buffalo. And of course, yes, they're always trying to take Esau's guns, but I think in that extent, it was a double whammy, so to speak. Kill two birds with one stone, if you will. And those in power wanted to direct the attention of inquiring minds away from all that. Now, there are a few things I noticed with this latest shooting. So let me preface with some scripture. Let's go to Revelation 13, and we'll start at 11. Bear with me. And it reads, "And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Revelation 13 and 11 is definitive of America, which is the second coming of Rome, stylized after the Republic and its two-pronged political system. In the antiquities, it was the plebeians and the patricians. Today, it's the demon rats and the republicans. Two horns, one lamb, ergo same beast system. The idea of democracy by the people, for the people, is a joke. There is no democracy, and voting is an illusion used by the elite to divide and pacify the people as a means of totalitarian control. What is the demeanor of a lamb? Isn't it peaceful and docile? Meek in nature? The spirit that defines Americana and Americanism is everything but that. If you know anything about capitalism, you know in order for the rich to stay rich, then the poor got to stay poor, and the middle class According to the elite, they're not in the middle, they're just in the goddamn way. To be honest, that in itself is a form of Hegelian dialectics, pressure from the top and the bottom. The sorcery the U.S. was built on, the foundation of it was built on witchcraft. That is the spirit of America, sacrificing and eating its young. America, which means bitter, was built by blood. It champions human rights abroad, all the while it's creating wars that drain the resources of the lesser nations. It condemns China and others for the treatment of their people. But here at home, the very people responsible who were forced to sweat blood and tears in its creation, the backbone of building it and its economic prosperity, it continues to treat like second-class citizens, still subjugating, raping, robbing, and killing them at will on not only a physical but a spiritual level. Spake like a dragon not only speaks to America's innate, meaning inborn nature to strike covertly, meaning secretly. A good example of that is the FBI and the CIA, who are responsible for setting up these psyops and schoolyard shooters. It also speaks to its draconian going back to the Greek Draco, meaning dragon, draconian meaning excessively harsh and severe laws and measures. And here we have what I found very interesting regarding this latest shooting. The fact that and you'll understand why. I mean, after I kind of lay this out for you, you understand why the scriptures say, it's a form of a lamb, but speaking like a dragon. The fact that the elections are around the corner, speaking to the midterms, we're at the primaries now, and basically in the preliminary stages of the big showdown, so to speak, which is why you see Donald Trump already campaigning so heavily. In any event, the hot topics as far as the debates between the two parties has been what? Of course, energy, gas, the war, abortion, i.e. Roe v. Wade. Yes, but what else? Crime, which speaks to the Second Amendment and the Dems wanting to take your guns, Esau. Education and identity, and you few carnal-minded camps out there parading your sticks at camp. Education and identity, namely the trans agenda being injected into schools, and of course, the border. And here you have the false narrative of a transformer immigrant grandma shooter armed with a semi-automatic rifle shooting up a public school filled with children. Essentially babies, no less. If you don't see these similarities and aren't wondering to yourself who's responsible for orchestrating this thing, then I don't know what to tell you. Somebody is trying to keep these key issues alive and stir the emotions of you potential nonsensical, idiot-minded, useless-eating, useful idiot voters. My uncle has a saying. He always says this: it takes two hands to clap and 2 feet to dance. When it comes to the elite instituting their agendas, the Democrats and the Republicans don't act independently of each other. They are complicit, meaning they are in cahoots, meaning they are acting in concert in every way. At least the heads are. And I find it hard to believe that the rest don't see, have a clue, or at least suspect what's going on. Revelation, let's go down to Revelation 13 and 15. Again, I didn't intend for this to be too long. And he is Esau, Edom, had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, the image of Rome, the beast, is speaking through America, again through its political two-pronged system and its Senate, all stylized after the pagan Roman Empire. The image of the beast is the New World Order and its system. Those that refuse to fall in line and get with the program, well, some will be persecuted and others will be killed. I think we've, especially with GMS, we've established that a long time coming now. Those of you who don't want to take that or whatever concoction they come up with next that will supposedly save us from impending doom in the form of pandemics or epidemics, if you will, or the main course on the table, the C to the H to the I to the P, it's going to be a hot summer for you and an even colder winter. For you other nations that refuse to get down with the get down and adopt American policy, including its democratic ideology, best believe this devil Esau is going to start serving notice. Did you forget that World War III is on the horizons? Quick story and I'll close out. just to speak to what I've always known, and I don't know why anybody else is surprised. When I was in the world, there was a popular place, a dance hall, if you will. They would hold concerts there the off time. Matter of fact, they called it the concert hall. It was actually a Masonic temple. I think they film MTV there now. Anywho, one night there was a shooting there, which if you were running around in Toronto in the early 90s, then you know that was just business as usual. In any event, the police were already on the scene, and the place had pretty much cleared out. From the group of people I went with, somebody or a couple of people were missing. So we went back inside to see what's really. And now inside of the concert hall, there were sectioned off doorways aligned at the side of the dance floor with curtains, if you will. That's the best way to describe it. And hiding in those sections, guess who? Not any of my people. Nah, it was Officer Bob and the boys in blue. Now, the fact that you parents are so surprised that the police didn't want to enter that school until an hour after the shooting. Listen, people is there, man. They're not there to protect you. They're there to protect property and the interests of the elite. They are not arriving on the scene to pick up shots for you, Jake. Be it so-called Latino, Negro, or Native. In the words of them cowards hiding behind them drapes, they are not trying to die for you. Okay? Let's close with this, straight to the point. Sirach 12:10, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, and it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Meaning Esau, I don't care what oath he takes or what uniform he's in. What you're seeing taking place is deception through theater. Esau is orchestrating these schoolyard shootings. Apparently, mass shootings is no longer a white man's game. Jake in Oklahoma, I believe, just shot up a hospital for whatever narrative they're trying to sow. The idea being they want you scared and dependent on Big Brother. They want you so fearful that you won't want to leave your home. You won't want to go to work outside of your home. You won't want to be ambitious enough to jet set and discover new opportunities. You will own nothing and be happy is the new agenda. In fact, you will be so happy, you will be so far removed from your guns that those who rule over you can finally have their way with you. Though he humble himself and go crouching with his peekaboo ass. Really, this speaks to the idea of him acting like he's one of the good guys. He'll be the one to save you from whatever threat he's conjured up. I say conjured because ultimately Esau is utilizing witchcraft to remove you from the liberties you think you have using Hegelian dialectics. Problem, reaction, solution. I believe we've been bringing it out for years, but I know it's been really a reoccurring theme, I guess, in the last 3 or 4 videos that I've did anyways. Yet take good heed and beware of him. In order for you to watch out, you gotta be awake. But most of you Israelites are still sucking your thumb and holding on to your rainbow bright. Most of you are still in the congregation of the dead, Proverbs 21:16. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Oh, now I see, now I get it, right? And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Same devil, same dealings. Get with the times, people. Open your eyes, wake up. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash through the power and spirit. I hope you were edified. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach us 100% truth and rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Remember, no yes, no yab. And damn sure, don't take that chip. Shalom, Yasharallah. Shalom to the elect.
California, to Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, and now, of course, this hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma in just the last 24 hours. In fact, this number tonight, in just the 8 days since Uvalde, there have been 20 mass shootings since the killing of those 19 school children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary. 3 more children there were laid to rest just today. The president tonight is expected to ask Congress to pass common-sense gun laws to combat the violence taking lives every day in this country. There are already bipartisan talks underway in the Senate, mostly focusing on red flag laws and some sort of expanded background checks. It remains unclear if there are enough Republican votes to get any of this passed.